Hwang In-ho, better known as the Big Daddy Frontman, is one of the most complex characters in Squid Game. Although he's usually calm and collected, sometimes he goes crazy and lets his inner demons come out to play. In this video, we'll look at every time the Frontman went sicko mode. First blood. The first time we see Front Daddy go full psycho is when a player manages to steal a worker's gun and forces him to remove his mask. After the player self-eliminates, unwilling to kill the young man behind the mask, the Frontman walks into the room and shoots the worker straight through the head without hesitation. Then he gives a chilling line to the rest of his staff. Once somebody finds out who you are, you're dead.
빨리 벗어. 뒤로 돌아. 명심해. 우리가 누군지 알게 되면 죽는다.
What makes this kill so savage is how casual it is for him. No anger, no emotional reaction, just a quick bullet to the brain after walking into the room like he's checking off an item on his to-do list. The guards literally spray down every player in the room so the Front Daddy can casually walk in and kill the worker. But that's just the start of this sickening buffet. Let's move closer to the main course, the double tap. Things get even crazier when the Frontman finds out that a guard has been helping Dr. Byung-gi cheat in the games. When the worker takes his mask off to try to calm Byung-gi down, Front Daddy makes his entrance and immediately puts a bullet in him. But one shot isn't enough for our masked madman. After delivering his speech about fairness and equality, he fires a second shot into the already wounded guard, making sure he's done cheating for good.
기회가 있어. 너 같은 쓰레기 말을 내가 어떻게 믿지?
너희들이 시체에서 장기를 떼어내서 팔든 장기를 통째로 씹어먹든 난 관심이 없어. 이곳에서 가장 중요한 걸 망쳐놨어. 평등이야. 이 게임 안에선 모두가 평등해.
죄송합니다.
The double tap isn't necessary. It's just Front Daddy making a point about the rules in the most brutal way possible. The wildest part is how he treats this kill. He doesn't care about the organ harvesting operation these guys were running, cutting up dead contestants and selling their parts. Not a big deal at all. But giving one single player inside info about the games, that's worth a double tap execution. The man's got some messed up priorities. But if you think that was cold, you haven't seen anything yet. The neck snap. In one of his more hands-on moments, Front Daddy decided that guns weren't necessary when it came to Sim Jae-suk. In an intense moment, our two-faced psycho straight up snapped the man's neck with his bare hands. This one's crazy because it shows a level of comfort with killing, even with his bare hands. Neck snapping requires you to get up close and personal, to look your victim in the eyes while you start to take their life. The casual way he disposes of Jae-suk, like he's just opening a stubborn jar of pickles rather than ending a human life, shows just how used to violence and brutality this man has become. It also highlights the fact that he views the lives of Squid Game contenders as being inherently worthless, and that they're nothing more than fleas of society. But his treachery doesn't end there. In fact, we're just getting started. Gunning down from behind. As if killing people face-to-face wasn't bad enough, the Frontman also proved that he's not above shooting people in the back either. Kwon Byung-soo caught a bullet in the spine courtesy of our masked murderer, never even seeing it coming. This crazy style of murder lacks the bottom-of-the-barrel level respect of letting someone see their killer. It's one thing to execute someone while looking them in the eye. At least there's some acknowledgement of their humanity. But shooting someone in the back? That's just cowardly and cruel. Then he proceeded to shoot player 15 and use his dying breaths as an excuse to prevent Gi-hun finding out about his betrayal. So dark and brutal, fitting the Frontman's creepy black mask. The way he just calmly walks away afterward, not even bothering to pay any form of respect to the players he killed, shows how little these people's lives mean to him. It's just business as usual for him. Another day in the life. These are all kind of expected from Squid Game though, so why don't we look at a wound which cuts a bit deeper? Familial bloodshed. When the Frontman discovers that his own brother Junho has been the cop sneaking around the island, you might think he'd try to protect him or at least let him escape. But nope. After cornering him on a cliff, Front Daddy removes his mask for a little family reunion before shooting his own flesh and blood.
경찰들! 모두 무기를 버리고 투항해!
경고했어. 더 이상 다가오면 누구야? 당신.
He even shoots Jun-ho in the exact same shoulder where he has a scar from when In-ho donated a kidney to save his life years earlier. Imagine giving your brother an organ to save his life, then years later shooting him in that same spot. Most siblings settle arguments with a phone call, but Front Daddy settles his with a bullet to the body. Even though the shot isn't meant to kill Jun-ho, since he aims for the shoulder rather than a vital organ, it still causes his brother to fall off a cliff into the ocean below. The dude literally shoots his only brother and watches him plummet off a cliff. That's some next level evil which only a sicko would be able to pull off. But somehow, this isn't the craziest thing he's done. The Undercover Psycho. We need to hone in on the betrayal aspect more because this is one of the craziest twists in the entire show. In the 2024 Squid Games, the Big Daddy takes crazy to a whole new level compared to previous years. He enters the games himself under the alias Hwang In-ho as player 001, posing as an innocent man struggling with debt. This isn't just a quick undercover mission. The guy fully commits himself to the bit, forming deep relationships with other players, sharing meals, and even defending weaker contestants against the strong bullies. The craziest part of this whole situation is how he manipulates Gi-hun by opening up about his troubled past. He tells G-Money all about his sick pregnant wife who needed a liver transplant.
너무 급해서 제가 오래전부터 알던 거래처에서 사정을 알고 도와주고 싶다고 돈을 좀 빌렸는데 그게 뇌물이라고 문제가 돼서 다니던 직장에서도 쫓겨났습니다. 제 젊음을 다 바쳤던 곳이었는데 저한테는 이 게임이 마지막 희망이었어요.
The story was actually true, but he uses this genuine tragedy as an emotional manipulation tactic to get close to him and earn his trust. The man stays up late at night talking about his most painful memories, not because he wants to process his grief, but because he's playing the long game of betrayal. He even fake cries during a game to further build up their bond. Imagine using your dead wife as a prop in your master plan. That's a whole new tier of evil and messed up, even more than Mr. Poopy Pants from season 1. As the rebellion kicks off, our sneaky imposter proves how far he'll go to protect his identity. When the manager they've captured is at risk of exposing the truth of the plan to Gi-hun and the others, the Big Daddy doesn't hesitate.
빨리 가. 뭐 하는 거야?
통과하려면 마스크가 있어야 돼.
Under his strict orders to eliminate anyone whose identity is revealed, a sniper puts a bullet straight through the manager's head and shocks the group. The poor guy doesn't even get to finish his sentence before his brains are decorating the wall behind him. In Front Daddy's world, even loyal employees are completely disposable as soon as they take off their masks. He also proves he's willing to sacrifice countless lives to maintain control. He orders guards to set up ambushes in the stairwell, resulting in multiple player deaths, including player 72, who gets gunned down when he fails to reach cover in time. Player 206 also meets their end during this cruel and complex firefight, all because Frontman sees the rebellion as nothing more than a minor inconvenience, rather than people fighting for their lives. He easily plans its downfall and causes the death of countless players. The master of deceit. The absolute peak of Frontman's Psycho plays comes when he completely flips the script during the player rebellion. After playing along as a key member of the resistance, our undercover masked man leads a small team to flank the guards near the control room. Just when it seems like the rebellion might succeed and the games could be brought to an end, he suddenly turns his gun on his own teammates, then literally switches sides mid-battle and executes people who trusted him with their lives. Faking his own death to prevent G-Money from sensing anything's wrong was a genius, but crazy play.
영희 씨 어떻게 된 겁니까? 공격하고 있습니까?
열심히 하네요.
다 들렸어요.
영희 씨 무슨 일이에요? 괜찮아요? 영희 씨 대답해요.
Allowing him to smoothly go back to playing the frontman role without suspicion. And all of this leads to the explosive and shocking conclusion to Season 2. When Gi-hun and Jung-bae are surrounded with nowhere to go, the pink guards capture them as the front daddy enters the room. Confronting his former friend and asking him if he had fun playing the hero, he raises his gun as if to execute Gi-hun, but then pulls the ultimate torture move instead. He pivots and shoots Jung-bae in the chest instead at the last moment, forcing G-Money to watch his friend die right in front of him. This causes a pained scream to leave Gi-hun's throat as he squirms, trying to get up and take down the frontman once and for all, but he simply wasn't strong enough.
잘 봐. 네 영웅놀이의 결과가 어떤 건지.
This kill is particularly savage because the front daddy could have simply had them both executed and ended the story there. Instead, he goes out of his way and chooses to inflict maximum emotional damage on Gi-hun by killing his friend while making him believe he was about to die himself. Now he has to live with the psychological impact of causing his dearest friend's death. That's not just murder. That's murder with a side of psychological warfare as a cherry on the cake. There's no rage, no passion behind these moves, just cold, calculated cruelty designed to cause as much pain as possible and keep the games running. He wants Gi-hun to suffer not just from losing a friend, but from the guilt of leading that friend to his death and needing to live with it for the rest of the competition. From coldly executing workers who break protocol to shooting his own brother, all the way to his elaborate betrayal and deeply layered deceit during the rebellion, the frontman has proven himself to be one of the most calculated killers in television. Each murder is purposeful, planned, and executed with chilling precision. And this has been every time he let the inner demon loose. If you want to see more Squid Game content and theories, click the video on screen now.